I was involved in student government, and Brian had roommates involved in student government. And so I got to know him through the roommates, and then we would pass by each other on campus. Student union, we used to go in the basement and shoot pool on a few breaks and stuff. So just got to know each other better and better through that.
One thing led to another, and I finally asked her to marry me, and she did, so. I think being a jackrabbit, there is something special. South Dakota State's got some great fans, great people. It's just a neat environment.
Oh, I just think it's the enthusiasm. You meet jackrabbits, so it's just fun, the enthusiasm that fans have. And Ho-Oh Day is always a big one. That's always so much fun. Just meeting so many kids from so many different areas, and it seemed like everybody was always a friend. You didn't really meet very many people that weren't, so.
I keep telling people I'd go back to college tomorrow morning. I mean, that was the best time of my life was at college. Some of the friendships and the people I still keep in contact with, you know, it was just a great experience overall.
Gosh, we had so many good professors. I really felt like they were as vested in us and wanted us to succeed as much as we wanted to succeed. I think that they prepared us very well. I think we felt that we could compete with anybody in the field that we went into. You felt cared for.
For me, a couple things that really stood out were, I was very fortunate. I got to play in the first football team to play in the NCAA playoffs in 1979. So I tell Kendra that was probably one of the highlights for me, was that game was fun. I think the other thing I came out with was, I think sports taught me a lot in real life. I did not plan on getting into financial services or investments. And because of football, a man approached me my senior year and asked if I'd be interested in going to work for them. And so being at South Dakota State gave me that opportunity to do what I'm doing now, which I've done for 40 some years, but no doubt I was very fortunate, very, very fortunate.
So for a period of time, we were so involved in careers and raising kids, so I think we were a little out of touch with things. Then once we started getting involved with, being able to see a few games and getting back to see some people, it was like you just came back to some of your roots here, and they were good roots. I think that we just were very appreciative, really, of the base that this campus and university gave us. And it's always that kind of pay it forward. You would like to have somebody else to have that opportunity in life, and if you can help someone else to have an experience like we had here, I think it's a good thing.
I try to emphasize, give what you can, and do it for the right reason. I think that's the other thing. You got to feel good about what you're doing. And that's one thing I really emphasize that I think Kendra and I really agreed on, is we really felt strong and felt good about doing this because we've been very fortunate and we're thankful, but this is a way we can give someone else the opportunity to have the same things we've had. So that's the way I always look at it.
You don't have to give $20 million for it to make a difference. A building isn't built by one brick. It's everybody creating a brick that makes the building, and then you have something pretty good at the end. So,
my suggestion is open up and talk to somebody and just go visit and say, hey, show me what we can do. When I sat down with her with this and I said, well, we can do this. She said, why would we do it that way? Well, and then I explained, this is why we're doing it this way from a tax standpoint. There are ways to do things that I think people need to hear, that the way it works, everybody benefits. So I don't think it's a win-win for everything.